Hi, and welcome to the manager's desk. My name is Evan Baltz. I'm a marketing technology leader, author, and a team builder. You likely remember or have heard of Pete Rose, right? The all-time career hits leader in baseball. He had an outstanding career as a hard-nosed baseball player that you probably remember. What you may not remember or didn't even know was that he was also a player coach for the Cincinnati Reds from 1984 to 1986. In fact, he was the last such person with that designation, player coach, in all four major American sports. There have been no player coaches in professional sports in the last 40 years. The last one in the NBA was over 50 years ago. And there's never been one in the modern era in football or hockey. Well, why is that? Because it doesn't work. Of the handful of player coaches in professional sports, most of them were failures in terms of winning percentage, and virtually all of them were sub 500 and had short lived dual careers. Why doesn't it work? Knowing how to do something doesn't make you good at coaching it. And even if you are able to coach it, there's plenty of instances of players who go on to coaching careers after they've finished playing. It's nearly impossible to both play and coach at the same time and be successful at either one. Generally, you become mediocre at both at best. And it's a matter of focus and priorities. The two skills just don't mix well. Professional sports has figured that out. That's why there hasn't been a player coach in 40 years. But the business world hasn't figured that out yet. I see so many job descriptions now that are hybrid role or hands-on manager. And usually those are just fancy phrases for player coach. A company essentially is looking to save money and hoping a more experienced person can handle doing both jobs for the salary of one. The rationale by leadership is, hey, how hard could it be to both code and conduct a few one-on-ones or write up an annual review, right? Sometimes it just happens as a matter of career progress. A programmer or developer becomes more advanced and experienced, so the company rewards him or her with a promotion to a manager position. But they still expect that person then to actively be coding or programming, and it's rarely successful. For the same reasons it doesn't work in professional sports. It might be possible on some level, but generally you're getting a person who knows how to do with little experience on how to manage people. Or you have someone who can manage people, but doesn't have the time to maintain the highly technical skills required to continue or to stay relevant in a particular field. And being a manager, as you know from listening to this show, isn't just about conducting a few meetings or writing a review once a year. If your organization thinks that's all there is to it, then you are in a poorly led organization. Sorry, it's the truth. How do I know this? Because data shows that in the US, nearly 20 million employees leave a company each year due to having a quote, bad manager. 20 million each year. A conservative estimate of replacement costs for those employees is upwards of $500 billion a year. And that represents a huge problem. The solution isn't more hybrid roles to compensate for the financial hit of your bad managers. The solution is first understanding the problem, acknowledging it exists, and determining a better solution. So here are some of my suggestions. One, scrap the hybrid player coach roles completely. It's a bad practice. And it's hurting the growth of not only your manager, but also of the people who work under them, who are being shortchanged in the support and development department. You're crippling your future leaders in this practice. Number two, evaluate and determine who are your effective managers and what values they possess that make them that way. Anonymous surveys and 360 reviews are a good place to start, but have them conducted by a third-party organization that doesn't report only to leadership. Number three, organize your department so dedicated managers have one job: managing people. Don't make them manager project managers or manager account managers or manager programmers. If they are a dedicated manager, they can manage more people and let your process and your project managers, etc., manage the work. Number four, continuously solicit feedback and respond. This isn't a one and done type thing. It requires continuous review and adjustments. Stay in close connection with your employees and listen to what they have to say. And you must provide an environment where they feel as if they can be heard safely and that you will respond to their feedback, criticism, whatever it might be. And finally, don't have horse blinders on when it comes to your favorite just get stuff done manager who may be serving your own self-interest well on some level, but destroying your long-term culture. Don't protect the bullies and the micromanagers. Perhaps there's also a lesson in the Pete Rose story about how it was when he was a player coach, he got into trouble for gambling. And it cost him his career, it hurt his organization, and it hurt the sport itself. Creating player coach job descriptions is a gamble, and it rarely pays off, and generally hurts your organization in ways you may not even fully understand. Well, what are your thoughts? You can interact with me on Instagram, on X, on LinkedIn. You can watch these podcasts on virtually every format available to man. YouTube, Spotify, you know the drill. Apple, we're now on Apple Podcasts. All of these are ways to interact and watch the podcasts, and we hope you enjoy them. But for now, this has been The Manager's Desk.